What's
up,
Benny?
dog? Steal my intro.
Ooh.
You stealing the what's up, dog? You stealing it?
I am. I'm sorry. I
Piece
didn't know
of
I wasn't
shit.
supposed to. I didn't know. I didn't know it was mutually exclusive.
Yeah, no, this is
sorry.
only I can do the
I
intro.
didn't know you had a
I'm so
trademark.
sorry. This motherfucker. Introducing what am I fucking introducing? I think it's like a Broadway.
Yeah. Now presenting.
Now presenting.
Like you should introduce like a soccer goalie. You know, you should have that kind of energy.
How do they do intros for soccer?
Well, I don't know how they do intros for soccer. I just know that they're loud. That they're just like it's like a goal. You just gotta have that kind of like inflection of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like the football entrance where they all run out of like the locker room or whatever. You want to run out? All right, I'm going to introduce Eric. He's going to run out.
That could be fun. The cord is long enough. Should I keep the mic with me and just run?
Yeah, see it there. Give it a shot. Try not to fucking.
Nah, I can't do it.
I'll let the chair do a full spin. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Philadelphia team, Eric Yates. He's doing a bunch of like yeah, that when it was off mic. Yeah. What position are you playing? Shotgun?
I'm playing quarterback.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What am I? Water guy?
There's a
Water boy?
quarterback in basketball, right?
I actually don't know the basketball positions. I assume there isn't, but I truly actually don't know.
Yeah, we're big sports fans.
Forward? I like soccer.
We're
but
big
I don't
sports
like,
fans.
I'm not a basketball guy.
I like any Philadelphia team. I'm a typical rough, loud Philly fan.
Dude,
we just like to riot and like go crazy and be bullies.
I went to. Oh no, I totally agree. But I went to the Philly got a soccer team in like 2011 or something. And I went to like their first game with my mom. And there's a picture of me like wearing a fedora because I like bought one that week or something. I went through a fedora phase, folks.
Oh no,
Trilby or whatever.
Oh no.
But yeah, so you could say I was a big sports fan.
Yeah. A Mitchell and S fedora. Yeah, I can imagine that like Philly sports fans maybe bullied you in the fedora.
No,
Did you get it?
I just I went with like a group of my mom's coworkers or something. Like they all
Very nice.
I don't know. So like they were nice to me, but
yeah, they complimented the fedora.
If anything, yeah. If that's what I recall.
They thought it was very cute. And
But then I got like a jacket. And by the end of the night, I was wearing like one of the soccer team jackets, and I had taken the fedora off. And so there's pictures of me at the start of the night where I look like a complete tool.
Looking like Jason Mraz.
Yeah. And then at the end of the night, I look like just a generic sports fan. And they're like two different modes of person that I like usually never have been again. I don't know.
Looking like a 2003 pop singer-songwriter. Yeah. You and I
What'd you look like in high school?
Oh, man. I went through a lot of phases. I can't remember exactly what I looked like. I can tell you I was rocking a purple American Apparel hoodie before Justin Bieber trademarked
Oh,
it.
for real?
Yeah.
You must have been young then when you had that.
Yeah, I was pretty young. I went through a lot of different, like, music phases.
What's the look you're going for with the purple hoodie?
You know what was really big around when I was in high school? The Fueled by Ramen kind of like punk pop. You had this
style stuff?
No, it was like later punk pop with like Paramore. So there was this label that I think a member from Fall Out Boy and a member from Panic at the Disco kind of like ran together. And you had like Gym Class Heroes, Paramore, and of course, Panic at the Disco, and all of those like was it Cute Is What We Aim For, Cobra Starship.
Oh,
Do
yeah,
we remember
yeah.
Cobra Starship?
Is 303 part of that, or are they
303
kind of
was just
separate?
like another Cobra Starship, but
That's
they
what
weren't
yeah.
really a part of Fueled by Ramen.
No,
But that
okay.
was the look. It was like skinny jeans, skinny hoodie, kind of like.
Do you feel like Bieber had that look, but this had a different sound?
He
He had the bangs.
He had the yes, he did. You're right.
He had the emo bangs, but he just wasn't.
You know
emo,
what,
though.
Benny? I never put it together, but he was like half.
He was scenester looking,
He was half scenester looking,
but he just sang.
but
with
mentored
the,
by
the
Usher.
voice of an angel.
Yeah, a combination of Fergie, Jesus, and Usher. Yeah, yeah. He was like a little Michael Jackson.
Did you ever have emo bangs?
Oh man, you know what? When I like my curly fro, I would always wear hoodies and make sure to have like a little bit of hair like hanging out and kind of like have it down just so it'd be like more hair over my forehead. So that was kind of like a sceney look, but I never like there was the black kids in my school that straight up like processed their hair.
Right, like
and did the the sceney look, and it just
made it entirely straight or whatever.
Made it entirely straight, just perm the hell out of it, and it never made sense. It never made sense. Yeah.
I can see it from just like a general rebellious angle, but it's also like at the same time like not rebellious because you're doing like a big cultural movement thing. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean,
you're just like conform, like this, like when you're rebelling the same way everybody is, and you just end up conforming, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That kid, that black white kid, went on to famously be the kid in the memes who is the black friend in when like. You know that meme, like when they say when the racist kid or whatever is just like, I'm not racist, I have black friends. That's the black friend.
Yeah,
kind of like
That's kind of what Eric is for me.
Yeah, always been. Yeah,
Whenever
he loves my hair.
I love touching Eric. I love touching Eric's hair.
Yeah,
you can touch black people's hair if you pretend you don't know you're allowed to.
No, Benny, no, that's what I let you do. We go over this all the time. Like, Benny, what I allow you to do, don't be confident enough to think that that's just a general thing, because I won't be there to protect you, Benny.
That's right.
I won't be there to protect you. Has
that been an issue for you? Like people trying to touch your hair? Like, that's a trope, but I'm curious how often that actually happens.
Oh yeah, if we really want to get into it, yeah. I mean, I work at a bar, and as you slowly inch toward, and when it's like a lot, when I have a lot more, oh man, there's all kinds of like drunk.
Did you just get a haircut also?
Why I did.
I was gonna say you had much more hair.
I have much more hair. I just got a haircut. I'm trying to like, I mean, I cut it during the pandemic myself, and it was growing really weird.
Well, you about to say like drunk people?
Oh yeah, but like drunk like white women.
I figured you were gonna say
really
white women.
drunk white women. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I'm such a people pleaser. I never want to ruin the vibe, so it always puts me in a very uncomfortable position.
Is it?
And
how
after
often
the
is that
fact,
a flirt? Is it like a weird racist flirt?
Oh, it like all the time is a weird racist flirt.
Hell yeah, that's how I flirt.
It's a weird racist flirt. And I mean, Benny flirts with me in a weird way, but like we know it's not going to go anywhere. And that's why we love each other.
He knows I'm not flirting. He knows I'm just racist.
Yeah, I was trying to protect you. Once again, I spoiled you. You know,
I didn't even touch his hair on camera this time. I pretended to do it as if I haven't done it before.
He did it the last time, and yeah, we had to.
Oh yeah, we should say we're actually re-recording an episode.
Yep.
I had to scrap the last one.
Yep.
Because this motherfucker showed up drunk and started talking trash.
Fucking, I showed up. I came in hot. Shit talking
off a few Trulies.
Yeah.
You work at a bar, right? So
I do work at a bar, so I get the privilege of like drinking for cheap, not for free. Yeah, and I just came in sauced. You know, I thought I was ready. I was gonna be edgy, and I was.
To be fair, he wasn't gonna talk all this shit, and then he like pulled back, and I was like, no, say your piece.
Yeah.
So I did egg him on a bit.
Yeah.
But
no, you
sure.
actually. If
I loved it, but
if
also
my memory serves me, you loved it. But like
we had fun. We had fun, but we're not trying to like talk shit about.
Nah, he was
people,
down for the shit talking.
Yeah,
it's just that my drunk dumbass didn't talk into the mic. That's what it was.
One of the main ones. Yeah,
that's what it was. That's what it was.
He had the mic over here.
Yeah, I'm good on the drinking today, but I did have some wonderful.
Hey, a hot chocolate.
Chocolate.
Show the mug to the camera.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Benny and myself are both worried about being little sluts. We're worried. You know, we had to check in with each other. We had a conversation before this. You know, it stays.
Okay, so if somebody flirts with you while you're working, what do you do about that?
Well, in like the bar settings, it's kind of like cool. It's like one, people are like that looseness is welcome, and the shooting shit is welcome, and that's a part of it. And I guess the thing you do about it is you just like enjoy and flirt back, and you get them to spend money.
Is it like purely a cynical money game? I assume not. Like, are you actually does it sometimes lead to beautiful lasting love?
Well, this is so funny. It just depends on like whether you're like, if you like, let's just say if you're like you're a hot girl, you're a hot like you're a hot femme. Then yeah, it's like a cynical money game where you kind of.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the opposite. I thought you were gonna say that you're trying to. I'm trying to work.
Want
to do, you know what I mean? You're trying to. Okay.
No, you think I'm just like, oh no, I'm trying to work. No, flirt.
No. The
here.
opposite. The opposite. That it isn't just a cynical money game, and if somebody's flirting, you are open to like getting coffee or something.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know.
We should get a drink sometime, and then you pass them a beer.
Yeah.
Is that
absolutely
sounds like an easy joke?
Absolutely no,
yeah?
But that is it.
Okay.
Yeah, and the flirting is always welcome, but the awkward flirting does happen. The like, oh, you want to touch my hair?
Right.
Drunk white
and then it's like, and then there's a money element involved in that, where it's like you don't want to offend them by not, because you
don't want to get that
trying
shitty
to
tip.
Get paid money, right?
Yeah, you want that tip.
You don't want to be like,
yeah.
Is there a way to handle that in a? I don't know. Is there like a?
Damn, it sounds
like 40 chess set by being like, let me try to charismatically teach them a woke lesson or something, while also having them flirt. Like, how do I be like, hey, that's actually racist, but also it's chill.
How do I facilitate that conversation and the vibe is still going where they still want to get shit faced?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No, you just let them touch your hair.
I can't do a workshop. I can't. Give them some kind of framework in that moment. I could just be uncomfortable.
Damn.
Or be like, yo, chill the fuck out.
I gotta start using this power and privilege when I go to bars.
Yeah.
Just know, like, look, they're trying to get money. You can be weird to the staff.
Yeah, you come to the zoo. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awful.
You just
Don't
like poke at us. But no, it sounds. You know what it sounds like? It sounds you asking all the right questions. It sounds like you were at a staff meeting with us recently, right? Where it's like, how do you facilitate a comfortable vibe for regulars and bar folk, and make sure they just don't turn into like creeps and like weirdos, and you have to like cut them off really early, which is what happens a lot.
Yeah,
people get weird.
Don't put it on your chin, by the way. I can hear all that.
Oh, you don't want
yeah.
You hate that.
Just hearing
I always try to figure out what is my microphone.
I was trying to figure out. I was like, yeah.
Holding style. What's my style?
I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta make the. I forgot I was like, oh yeah, I gotta make the podcast good in any way at all.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't give a fuck. You can tap it a bunch, and the people at home can suffer.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm sorry.
Everybody.
You were saying the bar.
Fuck everybody.
Staff meeting style situation, but actual staff.
No,
meeting.
I'm just saying that you're right there. Yeah, you're asking all the right questions. You know, it gets weird. It gets weird. You got like, guests and customers and regulars who like cross the line a lot. I don't know how funny this is.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
With the regular, do you feel like you have more pushback just because you see that person? Like, if someone were to be weird
because there's a rapport, there's a relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then you get into territory when somebody is like just being too much and making other guests uncomfortable.
Right.
And then you have the right of way to just be like, dude, Yeah,
okay.
Fuck off.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, we've been seeing a lot of creeps at the bars.
Damn, really?
Recently. Yeah, and coming from
Is it a spike? What's happening?
like, you know what? Is it like a graph chart kind of? I think that we can always count on more weird shit happening when the weather is nicer.
What is that? Creeps don't like the cold? What you talking
about? Well,
is there something to that? Like, is it just
the people that the creeps like to creep on? I guess.
Are
more
what people are wearing?
Like the cold. Yeah.
Yeah, I see
You know,
that.
it's just like harassment,
right?
Or like, you know, guys who like buy a lot of the age-old guys who buy a lot of drinks and expect something in return, or like guys who can't take no for an answer, or people who like, will harp on conversation and not like leave a woman alone, or like. I was a little nervous.
Taking notes on how to behave.
Yeah. You should, and you should. Coming from the service industry in other cities, I was like a little nervous. Like, what is like New York gonna be? What's Brooklyn gonna be?
How different is it from Philly?
Oh, night and day.
Really?
There's just way more, like the vastness, like way more people coming in. And I work in like the Williamsburg area, particularly like Metropolitan and Bedford Ave. And that is pretty much like the new Manhattan. And you have Manhattan kind of seeming like the new bridge and tunnel.
What do you mean by that? I don't know what the bridge and tunnel.
Where like these bars on like Metropolitan Avenue and Bedford Avenue are like really popular in Williamsburg. I guess from the city are coming.
I should say I understand the idea of Williamsburg being the new Manhattan. I don't know what you mean by the new bridge and tunnel. I don't know what the bridge and tunnel is.
If the bridge and tunnel is like Jersey City, or like
anywhere
outside of Manhattan coming into Manhattan.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that was always
gotcha.
I think like bridge and tunnel. And
now
there's like a new bridge and tunnel.
Oh, which is itself Manhattan.
Coming
into Brooklyn, the hip space. Okay.
Yeah, so you just have like, and the bars don't close till 4. You have so many different kinds of people at all like times late in the
Philly's
night.
2 a.m., right?
Philly is like 1:30. Everything's closing down, and like by 2 you can't even get in.
I also feel like in Philly, I mean, I don't know entirely how true this is. You can probably speak to it more. But in a night, a lot of the same people are going to be at the bar. You're not going to get as much like turnover.
No,
like,
that's
New York
right.
Is massive. Like,
that's right.
People coming in for 30 minutes and
at a certain time you're going to get the same people there, the same people coming in.
Right, because Philly just has less people, and so and it's not as much of a like I don't know.
Or like and the destination spots. People like are coming out to enjoy a night for like a certain amount of time. It's not a big. If there is a culture, well, there is definitely cultures of people who like do the after hour spots and stay out all night, but like they're at specific like bars, spots and different like dives. I don't know, but yeah, it's just like massive in the city. See a lot of different. I feel like I saw. Yeah,
I feel like maybe I'm learning a lot, and that whereas like the viewers are like, what do you think do you think the viewers are learning anything? Vote now on your phones.
Yeah,
like,
let us know.
Do you feel like people know?
I don't know.
Behind the scenes of a bar, do you feel like people are?
I don't know because people like I tell stories a lot, and like sometimes I see mouths open. I feel like I think I saw like a
for
pimp.
example.
For example, I saw like a pimp and like two of his like girls, like as sex workers.
Right.
But like I was just like, wow, in the age of like
how'd you know it was a pimp?
OnlyFans or like so
big hat.
Throughout the night I didn't know. I thought it was like a couple and a friend with them, like maybe his girlfriend's sister or whatever. But I noticed throughout the night that the two women he was with would be like trying to flirt with anybody their eyes land on. For a while it was me, then like I was flattered, then it was the bartender, then it was like anybody else. Right?
Staff is a weird pick for.
Yeah. Well, actually, you'd be surprised. A lot of people like flirt with the staff all the time.
Well, that makes sense, but for like for a prostitution like style situations, like why?
Right, exactly. I don't know. Maybe they figured like, oh, they're working, they have money, they're gonna. So near the end of the night, they're still there. And I overhear like one conversation with like one of the girls and the bartender. She's like, what time do you get off? Like, we'll stay till you get off. Do you want to have like fun? And I was like, oh, okay. Well, she is really going for it. She's really trying to. Well, I don't know what her boyfriend's gonna say about this. Boyfriend's just chilling. He's only, if anything, he's monitoring the situation. He's not showing that he's upset. He's not being like, territorial, any kind of thing like that. So it's like 3:40, almost 4:00. We yell last call. And I can see the girl's getting more and more disappointed, and the guy's just on his phone, and it becomes more and more clear that like they have a mission, and he's like there chilling, waiting for them, but eventually they go because they all have to go. Nobody can be in after 4, and that's when the bartender says to me like, well, they were like hookers, right? And that was like. And I'd never seen that before, and I had no idea what it really was until he was like, well, this was that, and that is this, and oh yeah, it's like this is this bar. It happens all the time.
You didn't know for real until basically the other guy was like, that's what this is.
Dude, one time last year there was this Russian guy who like was walking down the street with an iPad and like a wad of cash in his hand. And he asked me what the cover charge was, and I said it wasn't. And he just like would not stop trying to like give me $100 bill.
Oh, you should take it.
And I was like, I'm on camera. I don't think I can like take that. And he balls it up and he dropped it. He ended up doing that at the bar all night, just like balling up and dropping $100 bills.
That's awesome.
The bars I work at, we can't accept $100 bills, but he was just doing that anyway.
That's free money.
Trust me, we all ended up like pocketing something. But he went through all kinds of emotions of like crying, and then he was like hysterical, and then he started threatening a guy, then he got homophobic with somebody, then he told so many people that he was like he had a different occupation and then afterwards, once he was gone, the door guy told me that they had a conversation, and he's like in like organized crime, like his family is in organized crime. Yeah. And again, I'd never seen anything like that before. And it's always a situation of like there's like staff and people who've been like in the city for longer or in the company for longer, just like, what's the term, like pulls the veil over my eyes, over my eyes, like
leaving the matrix or whatever.
And then just like, oh whoa, this is a whole new world.
You could see, you go, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's like you're looking at the same thing, but all of a sudden it's a lot different.
Oh, definitely.
Dude, it's like a doorway into the underworld.
Oh, actually,
it's exciting.
I don't know if I've talked about this before on the podcast, but my great grandfather on my dad's side
belonged to the underworld.
Yeah, he was in the Jewish mafia.
Oh, that's so exciting! Did he know Bugsy Siegel?
I had no idea. Yeah, okay. I didn't know the guy, but he owned every brothel on the main street in Scranton. And
you're great.
My great grandfather, and you can actually look him up online. Max Katz. It's either the last name is Katz, Katz.
So you still got some influence in these streets. You like?
Well, not anymore. He went to jail.
Oh, okay.
They got his ass. So you can look him up online.
There's no community. There's no scene around where like people will know who you are. They'll be like, that's
no. They went to his funeral to make sure he was dead, though. That's like the one thing. But then then my grandma, I guess, like, I don't know too much about it, but she seems like she distanced herself from him once he went to jail. But he, like, it was like Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. There's these old cases against him. It's either Max
Was he notorious? Was he notorious?
He had I don't know.
Was he funny?
I don't entirely know. I know he was. It seems like
some mobsters are pretty entertaining. Like, they're performative as hell.
I never knew him, and my grandmother never talked about him.
Oh, damn. He probably was funny. I bet he was. I bet he just charmed her off her face. I bet he was like, oh, man. He was hilarious. He had two sides. He was hilarious, and he was dangerous.
Yeah, I don't know. Apparently he impregnated several of the. I mean, he impregnated at least a few of the like, kind of like the very young, like prostitutes that he had.
Oh, I see.
Where people came back like were like, hey, I've got a DNA test or whatever that was like that leads to this family, and it's like, well, that's very likely that it was this guy.
Wow, Benny Feldman, if you dig deep enough, you got some roots in the underworld. Yeah.
I don't think I could go back to Scranton and be like, yeah, y'all know the Cats? I don't think they would.
Or you never know. You might find out. You might find out that you ain't nothing to fuck with. You know. What if you're like, oh, found out that like, you know, if my one-liners stop hitting, which they won't.
Appreciate that.
But if my one-liners stop hitting, I gotta back up. I can hit these streets. I got a lineage.
I'm trying to think if I have any other. It was called Max Katz's Wonder Bar. There's like some line that was like, "Come see Max Katz and his kittens," and it's like in the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. I don't know why that's called that, but it's like in the case files
Max
or whatever.
Max Katz and his kittens. That sounds like a dirty movie theater in Manhattan in the late 70s.
Yeah. I mean,
that sounds
I think it was so he ran a speakeasy as well.
Ooh.
Prohibition.
Whoa.
So it was like my best guess is whenever the fuck Prohibition was.
Okay, whatever the fuck I was talking about. This podcast just became about.
Sorry, yeah.
Dude, you gotta gangster background.
You're talking about like, well, there's people coming into the bar and you find out there's a seedy underbelly.
Mm-hmm.
I personally have no
about
involvement with the mafia.
Okay.
But my ancestors did, which is interesting.
I don't know. The fact that you felt the need to speak that hard into the microphone and look into the camera, it's like, look, your secret is say, I glorified mafia stories, if anything. Dude, Jewish mafia had a huge hand in what is Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a couple cities that are specifically the Jewish mafia.
Yeah.
Do you have any? What's your family history that isn't horrible? If that's, I don't know. If like, it's hard to ask black people what their family history is.
Yeah, right. And then so my girl has been fucked up. It's like, so let's get into like your gangster family. No,
I meant
actually,
also like. I meant more in terms of like slavery, but it's like only a few generations ago. Folks.
Well, I know a couple of them. I know a couple of my slave ancestors, but
do you actually?
I know that no.
Oh, I mean,
no.
That's like possible from.
Yeah, if I dug deep enough. No, and also I don't have any I don't have any organized crime in my family. That would be so cool.
Except for whatever was done to you.
Yeah, yeah. I guess in that way you can say that we all black people have a little bit of organized crime in our family history. Ooh.
Well, I'm making the assumption that you're not like a second generation immigrant. I don't know if that's true or anything.
Well, I'm not a second generation.
Or like third, you know what I mean?
And neither was, there's like all kinds of mix. That's another thing with like most black people. We all have like mixed up stuff in us.
Ideas about the world.
Mixed up ideas about the world. Mixed up heritage. We're just all mixed up.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I mean, I'm a whole bunch of white stuff.
You're making me want to do a 23andMe.
I mean, I'm interested in. I like.
Have you ever?
My parents did them. Yeah.
What'd you find other than like
my dad's
that gangster?
Well, we didn't find. We knew that just because that was my dad's grandpa.
You already knew that.
We already knew that shit.
Yeah.
That was like in the town he grew up in. No, they found my dad's basically just Eastern European Jewish, but then my mom's side's been here since the 1600s in like Pennsylvania. So
damn.
Kind of like genetically English. We were like kind of culturally Pennsylvania German, like. But then like
you like fully PA. You go.
We're
back.
Pennsylvania as fuck. Yeah.
Pennsylvania as fuck. More Pennsylvania than me, and I talk about Philadelphia all the time.
I love Philadelphia.
I love Philadelphia.
And did you move to Philly?
No, so I was born and raised in Philly, but my dad did move from New York.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, my dad's
family. From that side?
Yeah, my dad's family's from New York. Like the Bronx area, Mount Vernon, Yonkers, Harlem.
Huh. Okay.
All places I haven't been since I moved here. I got family here I haven't seen.
Oh, for real? Like cousins and stuff?
Yeah, I have like a cousin. I have cousins in Harlem that I still haven't been to visit yet. And I tell my dad like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna text them tomorrow. It doesn't happen. Not that I don't want. I don't know. I just get lazy.
And we talked about this a little bit on the last cast that we never will release.
Release
you
the
grew
tapes.
Up in what you called. You grew up in the hood.
I grew up in Southwest Philly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's like a huge difference. The city is split in two, in all kinds of ways, baby. You got Philly. You got black Philly accents. You got white Philly accents. You have representation for both sides, and there's like a different. When people say they know Philly, they're definitely talking about one of the two.
Right. I only know white Philadelphia, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and especially because like the comedy scene,
Yeah, it's split in half.
Philly's a great place for comedy. We both come from that scene, but it's so split in half. Like the scene that we knew was like, I think it's safe to say it was kind of like dominated by like Delco a little bit.
Oh yeah, which is interesting. There's a specific county outside of Philadelphia called Delco, which has its own accent and like culture in a way that was really heavy in the Philly comedy scene. Yeah,
Tony's, Wawa Hoagies.
Yo
fucking. What are yous doing? Where the fuck are yous going? Yo. And I
love that accent. I wish I had it.
My accent, that John different. You mean like that? Like we say, Philly the black Philly accent is so all about like lazy speech habit. We don't want to talk. That's the thing you got to know, is that we don't really want to say much. We say "ard." Ard is like okay.
All right, dog.
Yeah,
like, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like an abbreviated,
it's
as if
sort of
all right isn't easy enough to say.
Yeah.
Like
Ard.
we shorten like John is a place, a person, a thing.
Is John? I mean, I used to say John all the time. Was that specific? Was that from the black side, or was that?
It's definitely from. So like, I grew up with it. It like many don't realize that it came from joint. 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 Philly kind of didn't, for some reason, felt like joint was a mouthful because it's more letters than John. I swear. Philly, we're so weird. We're so weird. We couldn't even bother to say joint. So we say John, and I've been saying it all my life since I was a kid. I assume that it's the black side.
Oh yeah, just to define it for the people, it's JAWN, and it means basically any like thingamabob. It basically means thingamabob or place or person.
If you're from a city or town where you say joint, just know that John is the exact same thing.
Well, joint I feel like is more often location. You know what I mean, they're like, we're gonna go to the joint.
No, you're right. It has become like like people say the shake joint or like
people
the dance
still say joint in Philly.
Yeah,
if it's about.
That is true, but it did.
It like branched
derived.
Off from,
It derived from joint, and that's Black Philly. That's Black Philly slang and like accents. Like there's like we abbreviate it. We get it down to like one bull. Bull is like boy, dude.
Young bull.
Yeah, young bull. Young bull. Bid is Bid is when you the dozens. Do you remember the dozens?
No, I don't know
when you're being insulted. A roast. A bid is a roast. When all your friends are roasting you, you are the bid.
Oh, and also, wait, you used to do rap ciphers.
I used to be a battle rapper, y'all. I used to battle rap in middle school.
And he actually brought some verses he'd like to do for us.
Yeah. Okay. Yo. Hey, yo. I'm not gonna do that.
No, you don't have.
I'm 100%.
But that is like we had completely different Philadelphia experiences.
Yeah.
So you used to be a battle rapper.
I used to be a battle rapper, and I just started putting together what was going on with me at the time. So, in Southwest Philly, right? Like, we didn't really have theater in our high schools. We didn't really have, but if you loved like music and like rap, there was like street DVDs, street battles where people like Cassidy and Meek Mill came from. And it was like, it wasn't just in Philly, it was New York too. It was all over, and that was the culture. Like in my middle school and high school, like a bunch of us were battle rappers, and we would like be gangster battle rappers, and like we would rap about like what mainstream rappers were rapping about, like selling drugs or like robbing somebody or we are not gangsters or killers or anything. Yeah. We are, if anything, we would get together and kill each other with our creative writing skills.
Oh, shit.
We were playwrights and poets. I didn't know in middle school. I didn't realize in middle school that I was queer because I was too busy being a theater kid. I was too busy battle rapping. But no, it was like it. I was still like trying to find a outlet to like public speak and like there's like a relation to like rapping and writing comedy.
Were you a theater kid at the same time you were battle rapping?
No, that was just the joke that like I was essentially a theater kid.
Oh, okay.
Because like I didn't have theater around me. Now, in present day, I wish I did theater because that's like what's coming out of me now.
You'd consider battle rapping a type of theater, like
a 1,000,000%. It is such theater. If you go back, I mean, the content of everything is like, it's like hard and street and hood and like, but it's such drama and theatrics and like poetry.
Right. It's so funny that rap is poetry.
Yeah, it is. It literally is just like people trading metaphors and punchlines and like and that rhyme. Like if you take the rhyming out of the spoken word performance of punchlines, it is just like prime training for stand up. Like you're like giving a testimony. You like, yeah. If you add some like just some like humorous observations instead of like,
so it's a type of monologue.
It's a type of monologue for sure.
It's both like it's both world building in the sense of like making this character of yourself of being like, I do these drugs and or whatever, or I sell these drugs and or like I'm the shit. I'm the big hot guy or whatever.
Yeah, right. It's just the opposite. It's the opposite. It's just like rap is bravado, whereas like my style of comedy is kind of like self. You turn it on you. You make the joke about you, and that was so freeing to like not have to rhyme and boast anymore. That was some cool ass shit.
I saw some. I saw some video that was talking about how like. Rappers are like professional wrestlers in the sense of
there's a lot of there. I've seen a lot. I've seen and heard a lot of like
having to maintain that performance element,
like a lot of like
times
comparisons to like rap, like the competitive nature of it is like it's like wrestling,
right?
The competitive nature of like especially mainstream rap with like rap beef to sell records and like. Yeah, rappers are literally like getting in their corners in their rings and putting on personas for an audience.
I got two questions. What was your rap persona? And then the second is, did you ever have any rap beef?
Oh, well, yes, I had plenty rap beef. Oh man, there was always like one kid in school who thought he was better than you, and you had to. I had a little bit of like I had some clout in school.
Hell yeah.
I had some clout. And it felt like the threats used to like somebody threatening your reputation felt so real back then. It felt so real. I remember I used to get like really upset if I lost a battle. Or like
high school meant so much at the time.
It meant too much. Too much was on the line. It was very high stakes. The beef felt real. You know?
And now
you would go home. You go home from it, and like nothing. Yeah. and it'd be done, and there's no real life-ending consequences. But
wait, so what was your persona in that space?
My persona, though, that's the question I was trying to evade. That's the question. What was my persona? Well, I guess all
Rap
our
name,
personas.
The Handsome Gentleman. Oh, the video froze. That's sort of a
I
feature
look
of
like
my
Bill
podcast.
Cosby right there.
You do?
I look like Bill Cosby right there.
That seems to
that is so fitting.
Yeah.
Also, because Philadelphia, but like we gotta cut. Oh, yeah. Well, let's just leave it in.
Yeah, I mean every
Bill Cosby.
Every episode the podcast freezes at some point. So
yeah. Well, that's fun.
Just the video part.
That's fun. I love that. Like, no, pudding.
You can't evade this question.
I can't evade this question. This is you back me into a good little corner. You motherfucker. My persona was all our personas were like we're the toughest, scariest. But I tried to be like kind of like well, I loved Kanye West at that time. Like I tried to be kind of like a cool alternative gangster, like I would have like metaphors and like I'd have punchlines and references to Paramore, or
so
to
like
I one time said that I would hold a shotgun rock star stance, hold it like a guitar. I'm embarrassed that I said that line. That was a part of an old battle verse.
No, that's a fine line. But I know what you mean. It's like it's interesting. You were kind of seeing at the same time that you were doing the rap stuff.
Yeah.
And you were using some of those elements.
Yeah.
And so okay, very cool.
Look, man.
You don't have to,
look. Yeah. I was early Kid Cudi. I was early. No, don't let me. That's just me trying to be funny, but it sounds like I'm really trying to like go for that.
Well, no, I'm curious what like the actual vibe,
No, yeah, it was very like I can't speak to like what my like vibe was, but I can speak to what I wanted to achieve when I took rap serious. I did want to be kind of like or I was like the rapper with like different quote unquote taste,
I know what you mean.
Who was into like punk pop
a
little bit alternative,
a style of alt rap.
A style of alt rap, and then we later seen like that's what rap is now. It's it's just there's the like Odd Futures and Kid Cudis and Kanye's and they're all
Temptation.
Yeah, they're all over the place. But in middle school, that was definitely the dream.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
When did the dream switch to not when did that end?
Oh,
and when did it switch to like other performances?
In like my like early to mid 20s when a bunch of other like rap friends in Philly was seeing success on SoundCloud and like seeing more success, and then I just had this sad moment where I was like, this is not really me. Also, I didn't like how I sounded on record.
Don't name names if you don't want to, but I'm curious if any of those people ended up blowing up.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a production group called Working on Dying that like a bunch of friends make stuff under. They went on to produce for people like Maddox.
Okay.
Lil Uzi Vert is kind of from that
I'm not
world.
Entirely familiar. But
the one thing that was so cool is that they did, and I thought this was a person that I knew, named like Filthy Rich. But they did a Drake song, I'm Upset. And it was a Working on Dying instrumental, and I thought that was so cool.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. Yeah. For a while in Philly, there was like a big like alternative like rap scene where like all the skaters and bikers from Love Park and Rittenhouse were like all coming together to do something interesting.
How diverse was that?
It was pretty like, well, the Rittenhouse scene was like real diverse because you had like kids from
Rittenhouse. Rittenhouse is fucking like the rich people shit.
Yeah,
That's
but
where
like
there's
in
a
09,
DIY.
08, there was like a bunch of kids that like it was like a meetup ground for like a bunch of kids
Oh,
all
like
over
not
the
not
city.
in the building, like on like in
The
the
park. Yeah,
I was
we
gonna
were
say.
just like
yeah.
we were Rittenhouse rats. We would just like hang
Rittenhouse
out at the park.
rats. That's fun.
Hell yeah.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, kids from like Central, Masterman, Kappa, schools all over the city, just like little friend groups that kind of like all knew each other and kind of like this one my one friend's the Dugans, Max and Larkin Dugan. Shout out to Max and Larkin Dugan if they ever hear this. Yeah, their parents are like lawyers. I don't know if they still are. Like, let's just assume they still are. They had this office space that Max and Larkin would like just throw like low key parties
Oh shit.
in, and
So
it was
somebody
called the office.
They had to hook up to.
Later, we would
Rittenhouse.
do shit like I don't know. There was always like tall like parking space, like parking like buildings.
Oh yeah.
We
Yeah.
would just
You do
like
shows in
all
the parking
smoke
lot?
weed. No, we would just smoke
it's-
weed there.
That's what's up.
There was this one unfinished hotel on like 15th and Locust that we would all sneak into and take the elevator all the way up to the top, and just we called it the penthouse. Yeah, we did a lot of crazy
there's a
shit.
parking place at I think it was like 34th and Chestnut or Walnut that I would always go to the top of, and I used to like bring dates up there and make out at the top of the parking lot.
Yeah.
Which
that
in
was the
retrospect is
move.
like
That
what
was
the fuck?
at the time. Yeah. Oh, now it's just like, oh my god, that's embarrassing. But then it was like it felt so like.
because it's such a good view and it's like the open air and shit.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm kind of find a good parking lot around here to the top of that.
I did some making out on top of the Fresh Grocer on 40th and Walnut.
I'm talking about some shit right around there.
Oh, yeah.
We
did a little bit more
That's
than
like 6
making
blocks
out.
away from the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Don't talk.
We did a little
fuck
bit
in a
more.
parking lot.
Um,
You don't have to-
a motorcycle, a cop on like a motorcycle came all the way up and like, flashed a light on us. Yeah, of course it would unfreeze at this part, this juicy part. But yeah, an ex-girlfriend, me and my ex from high school, we didn't go to the same high school, but we were dating in high school years.
I got caught fucking by the cops one time. I guess I'm not gonna tell
was
that
kinda
story.
scary.
though.
Are you gonna edit this? Are we
No,
gonna
no,
have
I'm
to
just gonna-
re-record? Are we gonna have to
I'm
record
fine.
again?
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that as an idea,
Mm-hmm.
being out there, but I just won't give any details.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't want to give any details,
I won't
sure
give
you're-
any
yeah.
details to like the sexiness, the sexy time. None of the sexy time. I will say that a motorcycle cop came all the way up because we were like, I feel like people like we were surrounded by dorms. It was UPenn campus, and that Fresh Grocer was like right next to the movie theater, if you remember. Yeah. And so I'm sure there were like UPenn students just looking down, watching us like, oh shit, that's happening.
Yeah, you can see out your windows and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
And then there was this motorcycle cop who's just like, do you want to go to jail? Get the fuck out of here. It was scary. It was pretty scary. Looking back, it's like, wow, that guy was a real one for not, because we're black kids and
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
That cop was he was a real one.
a few good apples.
Yeah. A few good apples. Exactly. Indeed.
No, that's just.
I can't believe you got me to tell that story, Benny. What's in this hot cocoa, Benny? I swear I wasn't day drinking, and that came out of me. You
I've
got
actually
that out
never-
of me.
Off the top, I mean, I'm sure I have like the earliest I can ever remember like drinking is like 4 or 5 p.m. I don't think I've ever drinking earlier than that.
Oh, dude,
So
my job is.
I don't know why people do.
Dude, I've never been like, I've always
That's-
been like
I mean,
either a
that's-
pothead or whatever. I've never been like really like an alcoholic. I am now.
Yeah.
The job has turned me full-fledged into, because this is my only job. This company is my only job right now. And so I work at 8 p.m. My shifts start at 8 p.m.
Let me also just say real quick, no judgment if you do day drink. I just personally don't see the appeal.
Full-on
Yeah.
judgment.
No judgment.
No.
Dude, if you want to,
No.
I'm like the moment I said it, I was like running through scenarios in my head where I'm like, oh, you go to like a concert, you go to the park. There's like 1,000 reasons to day drink. I just haven't done them. Yeah.
But now when I find myself
But, sorry,
trying to procrastinating or running from like something I should be writing or like reading or doing, you can just head right to one of a bar I work at and drink for cheap. Yeah.
Hey, that's not good.
It's not good.
No.
It's very enabling.
I mean, I guess once in a while it's like, I guess it's fun, but it's also like, if you're doing it constantly as a crutch, you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know, live your life.
Well, now
slash it. If you want me to be worried about you, I'll be worried about you.
That conversation with my therapist.
Yeah.
Your
therapist goes, live your fucking life, dude.
Yeah.
So fucking.
If only Virginia was that cool. Nah, she's always calling me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though.
That's good of her. Yeah. I'm not gonna call you out because you can. I mean, unless I think you're fucking up, and you seem like you're doing okay.
But
if I notice you start to slip, I'll let you know.
I would expect nothing less from you. We go way back to Philadelphia.
That's also why he's on the cast, folks. Me and Eric go way back to Philadelphia.
Yeah. Yeah.
In case they were like,
what the fuck are you
doing with
this guy? Yeah. No, I wouldn't be on otherwise. But no, yeah, Philly was.
Yeah, if we just met, you'd be like,
not this
nope.
one. Not him.
Nope.
Yeah. He ain't it.
He ain't it, Chief.
He ain't it, Chief. And I get it. I get it.
Worried about being a slut?
Yeah.
That's what the mug says.
Yeah.
He was showing a mug to the camera.
I've been trying to make sure everybody can read it.
It's Bobby Hill, and it says, I'm a little worried about being a slut. Yeah. It's a gift from my old roommate. What's the best gift you got?
The best gift I got.
or a favorite. Or like
favorite gift.
Not the favorite, but like a good one, like a really good one.
You know what? I would say I'm just gonna list my favorite gift recently. It was just a glass Coca-Cola bottle with my name on it.
That's really nice.
It was nice, and it was like,
get that off your
I think
chin.
it was last year. It just ends up on my chin. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry if you can hear it. Yeah, it was just last year. Felt like grim, and I'm a person who likes to hide on their birthdays. It's weird. I've been my friends now, roommate now is trying to like break me out of it.
No, I know what you mean. I do the same thing.
I I'll celebrate everybody's birthday all year long, but when it comes to mine, I just it's not like I wouldn't appreciate the love. I would love the love, but something about me just doesn't want to I feel like for the longest time I felt like I don't want to throw my own birthday party. Right? Cuz then that would mean that nobody wants to do it for me.
Well, I mean,
I've grown out of that.
What you're saying. Yeah.
I've grown out of that because everybody should throw their own birthday party. You should let people know.
I guess maybe that comes from when you're growing up. Your family does it for you.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And then you hit a certain age, it's like now you got to be like, look, I'm turning 25. Yeah. Or whatever. Or
no.
How
Yeah.
old are you?
I'm turning 31.
Are you for real?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I'm 28. Dude, I thought you were my age.
That's right. You're supposed to. Yeah. You're supposed to think I'm your age.
I thought you were my age, or I actually thought you were a little younger than me.
That's right. Yeah. You're goddamn supposed
to. This motherfucker looks good
as
hell.
You are supposed to. If I look my age, I'm doing bad.
You seriously turning 31?
Yeah.
I am genuinely very surprised. You look great. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah. That's right. That's how you're supposed to feel. But thank you. But yeah, if I look my age, it ain't good. It ain't going well, Not only, because I'm black, but my mom has I learned about this young face genetic, and it's the round face, and I have a round face that will slowly thin out. Which was annoying growing up. You want that bone structure, you want that jawline, you want those cheekbones, and I've been told I gotta be patient. And I thought that was bullshit up until moments like now when I'm like in my 30s and people think that I'm in my mid-20s. Kind of works out.
Yeah.
I waited a long time to get here. That's right.
I've got kind of the opposite situation where like I'm about to very clearly go bald. Like
dude, it's gonna happen.
I mean, it's happening for sure. I'm just embracing it. I'm just living the ride.
Well,
but,
you
like,
have to.
My hair is for sure thinning. Like,
isn't that the trick though? Is the trick is like you think that like, oh no, beauty's in the hair. It's in the hair. But once you like embrace going bald, like first of all, I've always had to embrace having a high forehead, which to me was the same thing as having a receding hairline.
That's not something I don't
Dude,
even notice.
in my perception, high forehead, almost like receding hairline.
Dude,
I shouldn't be saying this into a camera and
I'm not gonna. Dude, your forehead's
and a
smaller
microphone.
Than mine. What you talking about?
Listen, what I'm saying is, once you embrace receding or thinning, it looks good.
I know. I think so. It's
all like
it's
just
you know what I mean?
It's so crazy. It's like night and day. It's night and day, and you're gonna get used to. You're gonna you have the opportunity to hone it in now.
Here's something ridiculous, but I also think it makes me a little more. I think it makes me funnier.
What?
being kind of like balding. So I think it's like, I feel like it's more relatable. You ever see like these TikTok?
There's that makes sense.
Like you see comedians on TikTok and they've got like perfect hair or whatever, and they're like 22 and they're like trying to be funny, and I'm like, yo, you're not funny, you're just beautiful.
Yeah, wasn't that always a thing? I remember watching stand-ups when like we were young, when I was a kid, and there was this trope of like the handsome comedian. Who wants that? Right? Who wants? I think I even heard bits about it. It's just like it was this kind of camaraderie around like amongst funny-looking people who were funny. It's like this is our thing.
Yeah,
you know.
And so the worse and worse I look,
our thing.
Yeah, but like right. So the worse my head looks. Not that I'm saying it looks bad in any sort of inherent way. I appreciate that, but I am saying the idea of balding in the culture is given a lower status, and so I think it's funny. I think it's funnier to be a lower status character.
Oh, 100%, 100%, 1000%. Going back to the relief of not having to rhyme and brag and boast anymore, you know? Be the low status character.
Right.
Facilitate the room and making fun of you.
Yeah, you switched.
Lean right into it.
You switched from being high status character to low status character.
And it was so freeing.
Was there like a moment in the middle where what's a neutral character? I guess if you're like
what's a neutral character?
Yeah.
Like the neutral character in between like high status and low status.
Some sort of like the everyman.
I think that's what like new comics are like trying to achieve. Like this new a new thing with like going back to like perfect hair is just like, are you funny or are you just beautiful? Kind of like maybe that's the middle.
Maybe I should go back to I should try to just be beautiful. That seems to be where all the money is.
You're not trying.
You're doing it. I gotta get plugs.
You're doing it. You're beautiful. You're crushing.
I appreciate that. You too, baby. This motherfucker 31.
Yeah, don't say 31 just yet. You know, May is not
about
here.
To be 31. Oh, it's 30.
Yeah,
30.
But I'm 30.
A crisp 30.
I'm a crisp 30. I got like what? March is almost over. I got one more month of it. Actually, you know what? Let's strike all this off the record. I'm technically turning 31, but I'm really turning 30, right?
Because of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't fair.
You should throw a 30th birthday or something.
I'm going to do that.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to do that. Because that wasn't fair. We got like a whole more than a whole year taken from us.
Yeah.
It wasn't fair.
We're
expected to like turn another age during that.
I don't mind. Like, I started my birthday's in February. So I turned 26, and then a year in I turned 27, and then it's been this past year now I'm 28. Yeah. So I don't mind having spent the year 26, because that was like.
I didn't like 26.
27, I had been looking forward to like my whole life, just for.
I didn't like 27 either.
Really?
No.
I was looking forward to it from the 27, sort of this weird angle on it of like the 27 club's all like the some of the best
Oh
artists.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Sort of
all died.
All the ones
You
who died.
You were looking to
Well,
die and to
not,
be a legend.
not that I was looking to die as much as like looking at it as sort of like that's when you can reach a sort of creative peak. But that's really, I think it's kind of dumb and naive to look at it that way.
It is dumb and naive, but we all subscribe to it. We
I think
all
so.
were.
Yeah.
I feel, or a lot of us, like 27 had that same significance. Like we
sure.
all kind of like thought that like this is gonna be a moment for me. This is when I step into, or I'm coming into who I am creatively.
Yeah. And
right?
so,
and if you didn't verbalize it, actually, you thought it somewhere.
I think so. But so then the first half of being 27, I was in the pandemic, and then the second half I was in New York, and so it was sort of this weird. It was this weird, interesting thing. Yeah. But 28's been chill.
You know what was? You know what was interesting is that me and Wilfredo, shout out to Wilfredo.
Shout out Wilfredo Diaz. They're like best buds and
best
they
buds.
live
We're
together.
roommates.
Yeah.
He was just on the pod too.
He was the last episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
I wanted to get them together, but they wanted to do separate. But I also wanted to get them separate. So.
Nah, we're like divas, man. We can't share a microphone. We can barely share an apartment. Nah, we love it. We have fun. But oddly enough, at the end of 2019, we kind of like we were at Good together. I think one day, and we were just talking about moving to New York, and we were just like, yeah, you want to do it? You want to do it next year? And the pandemic happened, and it's safe to assume that everybody's plans were just like, that's on halt, that's dead. We didn't check up on it until we ended up looking at 2 open rooms in the same place, and came right back to it. It was like, oh yeah. So it oddly ended up.
You moved here like
2020, September 2020.
Yeah.
I ended up moving the year. We ended up actually moving the year we said we were going to in 2019. So it was weird that it just ended up happening. You think that would be stalled? You think that like process would like?
Yeah. I mean, I stalled it.
Yeah. It was just like no.
Well, 2 weeks after I got vaccinated is when I moved.
Very
like
nice.
literally the moment I was like fully vaxxed, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I remember because you came up not too long after us. I think it was like half a year, like
June 2021.
Yeah, it was just like that's like from September 2020 to June. How many is that? Like 6 months or in the neighborhood?
It's like 8, 9 months.
Okay. All right,
sure.
I mean, I can't do
Whatever,
math.
dude.
I can't do math. You can tell by how I
June,
just said the neighborhood.
June's half the year, and then whatever the first year was until September.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't say neighborhood when you're talking about math, but I do. Because I can't count. So, there's that.
When I think about neighborhood, I think about colors. I think about red. I think about lines.
You think about like street
red
chalk,
lining.
yellow. You think about street lights.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
You think about white chalked out bodies.
That's true.
In POC, people of color neighborhoods. Yeah. Do you see what he's trying to say?
That's right.
When you see what I'm trying to.
They should have different colors of chalk for it. Because like if somebody dies and then they do a white outline chalk, how do you know it was makes me think it's a white guy.
I always assume it's a white guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta make it. You gotta get a different color. If
I'm
you
not
gotta
gonna
do the
lie
skin
to you.
color of the person.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's fire. That's fire. It's a good joke. It's really good.
Yeah, I feel like it's sort of a concept more than a joke. But we can lean into it.
What would you do for black chalk?
Black chalk. You just have to hope they die on. If they die on asphalt, you're fucked.
Yeah.
But if they die on like tile, how are you gonna do the white outline? You know what I mean?
Exactly. We should do black light for like black bodies.
Yeah, it should be some sort of like goo instead of chalk. Like it should be some sort of like liquid, so that it always shows up on it, like some sort of glowing liquid.
Should just leave the body there for everybody to see.
I know where it was. That's where it fucking is, dude.
Yeah. As an example for what can happen if you don't.
It's like the white outline's like the white bicycle.
Yeah.
They like leave it there. Like a guy got shot here, and you could too if you're not careful.
If you're not alert. Could you imagine if like the white chalk outline just stayed on the streets? Kind of like a Keith Haring.
Yeah,
like
they
Keith
paint
Haring
it. They
thing.
paint it on.
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The streets just be covered.
Yeah, damn.
That'd be sick as fuck. What are we doing? We're finally doing riffs.
Yeah.
We were too serious for the whole podcast.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into riffs.
We were too serious. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Okay.
It was interesting, but I'm like, but now we're riffing, and I'm like, oh yeah, we should have been riffing.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
Keith
We're having
Haring
fun.
drawings do look violent. They look like murders happened.
Hmm.
No? They're like a mixture of like a Sesame Street vibe and like white chalk outline, like, somebody died.
Definitely. Okay. They look like yeah.
They can be like a mural on an
be?
elementary school, or they could be like somebody got laid out in this this very fun, funky dance position.
That's true.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was supposed to be.
Right? Like if that was the inspiration for it. It was LES. It was the Lower East Side in like the late 70s. It was a rough place. It was a rough place to be.
I know it was like the AIDS epidemic was.
It was the AIDS epidemic.
I wasn't sure if maybe it was a symbolic thing. Dude,
Look,
I don't know. We got to Google that.
The inspiration could have came from very dark places. We don't know what the subways were at that time, but, it was a place.
I'm going to Google it. I like his stuff.
Yeah.
Controversial take. Not a big fan of some of the other people. I guess a little bit before him. Like, I'm not a big Andy Warhol guy.
You're not a big pop art. You're not a big Campbell soup can.
No.
Really.
What
What about Basquiat? You like Basquiat?
A little
Neo-expressionist.
Not as much as I think he's. I don't know. I think he's more interesting.
I'll tell you.
He's not, I don't know.
I'll tell you what about Basquiat. He is Kid Cudi is a spitting image of Basquiat, and I've always dreamt of seeing Kid Cudi play Basquiat.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd
be sick as fuck. Who would play Andy Warhol? Tilda Swinton?
Yes. Yes. Or William Banks.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
Shout out to William Banks.
Shout out William Banks. Of Carworld.
Who would play Andy Warhol opposite Kid Cudi?
Eminem.
You know what?
I feel like he's got a similar face to Philip Seymour Hoffman.
I think it's just gonna have to be Pete Davidson.
Does he look like?
I think we're gonna have to CGI his Well, it's in the news. Did you hear this? Have we heard this? That he's doing laser surgery to have a lot of his tattoos removed.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Except for like he got branded. He got Kim Kardashian's name.
I heard about that.
Branded on him.
Yeah.
So like once he gets rid of the tattoos and like puts on a white wig and like a mock neck,
he could play.
He could be. He could be, in that famous portrait of like Andy Warhol and Basquiat, and he's in the boxing gloves. Kid Cudi, Pete Davidson.
I just don't think he looks anything like him.
Of course he doesn't. He doesn't. He doesn't. Right? He doesn't. He's not good for the job. But that's a lot of Pete Davidson shit. Not talking shit on Pete Davidson.
Now we're not talking.
We love Pete Davidson. But like, come on, like people, he would sell it. People want to see Pete Davidson in anything, especially opposite Kid Cudi as Andy Warhol. Look,
I feel like
this is a Hulu original, and this is gonna hit, and I'm going to write it and pitch it later tonight.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah,
I think we're at an hour, folks.
Are we?
We're gonna end on that beautiful pitch.
Yeah.
Eric, we finally did it.
We finally did it.
We're trying so hard.
We were trying really hard. I would wake up like, no, fuck you, Benny. And Benny would, you should see the tech. We were fighting, yelling at each other.
Yeah, that's right. Like an old couple.
Like an old couple.
Because we're an old couple.
Yeah. And we're
good
in
to
love.
see you, baby.
I love you.
It's time. We're actually probably gonna go play some Halo. Love you too, brother. We're gonna go. And now we're gonna go play some fucking video games.
That makes me nervous because I suck at Halo.